All right, this is your turn number 1. Read directions. It says solve each system using elimination. You must check your answer. And then I have a note for you. 1 has a fractional answer. That's a repeating decimal. So when we have repeating decimals, leave as a fraction. So leave in fractional form. Don't forget to write your final answer as a coordinate point. So remember, fractions, they exist in the real world. I've got to expose you to them. So, but I just wanted to warn you because a lot of times you think that it's wrong if you get a decimal, especially a repeating decimal. So let's do that number 1 here. So will anything eliminate if I just add right now? Absolutely not. 8, 8. Not going to work. So you can choose to eliminate either x or y. But if I eliminate x, I'm going to have to multiply both of these equations by something. So I'd multiply this by 3 and this by -5 maybe, or this by -3 and this by +5. That would make them both -15. You can totally do that. But if you don't have to, you don't have to, right? So I think I'm going to eliminate y. I think that's easier. So I have a positive 6y here and a 2y here. So I'm going to have to change this to be a 6. So why not just make it -6? There's no reason to change this to a -6 when you're going to change this number anyway. So let's multiply that top equation by -3. So I'm going to number my equations again. And I'm going to take that top equation and multiply it by -3. Everything on both sides. And again, we're nicely in standard form, x and y's on the same side, constants on the same side. So why -3? Why did we choose -3? Because that will make this -6y, which will eliminate y if we add it to this positive 6y. All right, distribute. -3 times positive 5x is -15x. Again, I'm just going to write it right underneath that other equation because that's the one I'm going to add it to. Then we have to do -3 times a positive 2y, which is -6y, equals, on the right side, don't forget, we're going to multiply -10 times -3, which is a positive 30. All right, now that I have that, I'm going to add the two equations together. And it's these two equations, right? Because this one's our new equation 1. This is equation 2. So when we add them together, combining like terms, add left side to left side, right side to right side. 3x plus a -15x is a -12x. 6y plus a -6y. Oh, that's 0. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Equals 66 plus 30, if you don't know, use a calculator, is 96. Then look at that. That's such an easy equation to solve. All you have to do is divide by -12. And if you don't know that in your head, perfectly fine, normal, use a calculator. 96 divided by 12, however, is 8, -8. So we get x is equal to -8. All right, again, the rest of the process is the same as elimination that we've done many, many times before. So we can choose either equation 1 or 2 to find y, since we already know x. Again, don't use your adjusted equation. I think equation number, they're both pretty much the same. I'm going to use equation number 2, though. So I'm going to use equation number 2 to solve for y. So 3 times my x, but instead of x, I'm going to put -8 because that's what x is equal to, plus 6y equals 66. And then I just have to solve this. So I'm trying to isolate the term with a variable, so I need to get rid of this first, but I need to know what this is. So we have to multiply. So 3 times -8 is -24, plus 6y equals 66. And again, we're trying to isolate this, so now we can get rid of that since we know what it is. And so we're going to add 24 to get rid of it to both sides. And that zeroes that out on the left side. So the left side just has my 6y. Equals, again, use a calculator if you don't know, but easy to add. This is a 10, this is 80, 6 and 2, 60 and 20 would be 80, so it's 90. And then we're going to divide each side by 6 to finish solving. And that quotient, 90 divided by 6, is 15. All right, so we didn't get the repeater in your turn number 1, so that must mean it's in your turn number 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and check our answer. So we used equation number 2 to solve for our second variable. So I know this solution, -8, 15, works in equation number 2. So we need to check it in equation number 1. So I'm going to write check. And I'm going to rewrite equation number 1. So equation number 1 says 5 times my x, which I know is -8, because that's what it shows right here, And then we have plus 2 times my y, but instead of y, we're going to put 15 because I know that's what y is supposed to equal here, according to my solving. Is that really equal to negative 10? So we're going to make sure that that solution works in that equation. So we just have to do this. Again, plug it all in your calculator at once or do order of operations. Product plus a product, we have to do multiplication, those products first. So 5 times negative 8 is negative 40. Plus 2 times 15 is 30. And what is negative 40 plus 30? We have more negatives than positives. How many? 10 of them. So negative 10 equals negative 10. We got it right. All right, so that means our final answer written as a coordinate point is negative 8, 15. So that is where these two lines intersect. If we were to put them in slope-intercept form or graph them both somehow other than putting them in slope-intercept form, we know that they would intersect at negative 8, 15. And that's it for your turn number 1.